Shweta back again with this week's mini lesson video on how to navigate changes made in the workplace and how to deal with them as a healthcare professional this week on a staff level. So basically the people that you work with and the people that you collaborate with and the people who you report to. How do you navigate through and deal with change in that organizational space? And next week, obviously, we will talk about how to facilitate that impact of those changes at the level of the patient. So just like every time, I will give some very brief, concise tips on how you can navigate through these changes that are made as and when they happen in the workplace. But I would like to start off by saying that navigating through any change in the workplace, whether it's at a government policy level or at an IT level or at a pricing level or a service level, anything it might be, involves a lot of collaboration and a lot of teamwork. There's the saying that teamwork makes the dream work, and that hasn't been held any truer for when you actually navigate through change. It also provides a good testament of how an organization is and the team spirit of the organization that's there, and the level of professionalism, of course. So number one tip that I would give in order to harness and be up to date and be informed of the changes that are happening and navigate through them is be proactive and stay updated. So obviously when changes are just being rolled out, you're going to get bombarded with a lot of information, and I understand that you're not going to find it easy to go through all that bit of information in a very short space of time. That's just not going to happen. What I would say is, though, manage your time at work in such a way so that you are actually going through different materials that are being provided to you every single day, whether it's via your Teams chat or your Slack channels or your emails. Just take time out every single day to stay updated on what is new and fresh in terms of the information that's been given, especially if the change is quite unstable. So, one day it's something else, and the next day it's something else, basically. So that's number one. Always be proactive and stay updated. Number two, now, presumably when you do have a change in place or being implemented, you will receive training sessions on how to navigate and implement that change at your level and as a healthcare professional. So during these training sessions, my tip would be to play full out and take as many notes as you can, and having like little sticky notes like the one that I have here. Very easy to remember, just put it anywhere according to you. Have reminders on your phone or your smartwatch, just so that you know that what was the old and what's new now, you are up to date on what it is. And while it may not be easy for you to remember mentally all the information that's been given to you, you have reminders, visible reminders to remember what the new changes are that have been implemented. And obviously play full out at all these training sessions. And that easily segues into the next point that I would highlight, is to ask for clarification and questions as and when they arise. So whether it be during training sessions, whether you're going through the materials and the manuals and all the paperwork in relation to the new changes themselves, if there's something that you don't understand, if there's something that's not 100% clear to you, if you haven't quite fully grasped it, definitely flag it and ask questions amongst your colleagues, team leaders, more superior people, anybody, because at the end of the day, you have to be in a position that when a patient does come to you asking for information, asking for updates, you need to be able to give it to them in a well-informed manner so that they can actually trust your word. So it's very important that you clarify anything that you don't understand at your level and get the right information that's required. Number four, experiment gradually with different aspects of that change. Learn from mistakes and get feedback. So obviously, if you are being bombarded with change, constantly, you have to sort of manage yourself in such a way that you are taking one aspect of it, playing with it, experimenting with it, incremental experimentation that I talked about last time. Do that, and you are going to make mistakes. You are not going to get it perfect right the first time around. So definitely try to sort of play around with that, experiment with that, learn from those mistakes, and get feedback from your colleagues and team leaders if possible. It would also be a good idea to actually buddy up with someone who's a bit more familiar with the changes and how to navigate through them, work closely with them and see how you actually go with getting feedback from them and how you can improve and getting better as more and more as you practice and experiment with it. And fifth and final one, and is very important to remember, that a period of change is stressful and overwhelming for everyone, not just you, but even people who are more senior to you in your healthcare organization. So it's very important to be supportive of everyone, ask how everyone else is feeling, and if there is something that has worked for you, that you've found success in when you have experimented with and navigated through those changes, share that information. Any ideas that you have how to make your life easier, any sort of tips and hacks, just collectively share that. So I can't stress this enough. Getting through changes at any period of time in the workplace will require a significant amount of teamwork and collective effort. And that's the only way in which, if you are united as an organization and as a team, it will just build that credibility and trust amongst patients when they approach you for your services. So that was this week's video. Next week, as I mentioned previously, we will talk about how to communicate and incorporate these changes and their impact amongst the patients who come and work with you. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you got some insightful information out of it, and I'll see you next week, same time. Thank you.